All right, here we are, live again. We're going to be doing this 1981D roll here. Now, I don't always jump into rolls like this. 1981D is not known for a whole lot, but I will tell you one thing. 1981D is going to give you an opportunity to find repunch mint marks that are quite scarce and difficult to locate. Most of the 81D repunch mint marks are, well, less than popular because so many people don't look at 1981D Lincoln Cents at all. It's a very underappreciated year because there are a few repunch mint marks in 81D that are very nice, and it doesn't really have much for double dies. I don't know of any double die reverses at all. But okay, so here we go. I'm getting ready to working on popping the end of this roll open now. Now, there we go. I got the ends open. Paper over the coins. Rob's Numismatic Archaeology, welcome back. So you've been coming here for a while and just don't say anything, or is this your first visit? Okay. Here we go. Coin number 1, shiny coin guy. This is going to be a roll end coin, so it's not going to be as pretty as we would hope. But we're especially looking for split serif RPMs. And this would be, I believe, the very first 1981 D roll I've ever done on a reveal. Get everything situated here properly. There we go. The 45D was it wasn't a complete bust. We found some minor split serif RPMs, some early dice date coins, but we did not find anything major. No double dies. So we're going to check the reverse on the first 10 coins here, just to be sure that we're not missing something. Here's coin number 2 now. This one goes to Sissy. Let's see what Sissy gets. I have got to get this lighting straight. There we go. You don't want your light too bright to really look through coins, because all those little flow lines and all those little die scratches mean that you're going to see the shadow hinted stuff, the stuff that's not strong, but it's there nonetheless. See that die scratch running southwest off the top corner of the D? You wouldn't be able to see that if that was all drowned out in light. And if it was all drowned out in light, that would mean that you're not going to see any marks like that on the coin, and then you're going to miss the stuff that just barely got hubbed in. Or the stuff that barely got punched. Hello, Nana Stacks. So, Rob, Nana, what state or where do you hail from? Not going to say state because I've got a few Canadians that hang around here. Got a few Canadians. I've got one Brit, and I used to have an Australian. Nanostacks from South Carolina. Well, I don't know if you know this. Wow. Would you look at that? There's an 81 Philadelphia in a bank-wrapped roll. You guys watch me open this roll. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that means that there could be other coins of other years in here as well. This one's got a rotated reverse. How odd is that? Okay, so we're going to do this. I'm going to teach you something real quick. Let me move Farm Dog's flip insert here, and I'll put the coin there, and I'll show you what I'm doing. And that's on this little view over here. on the right hand side. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this coin into a flip partially, just so that the base of the memorial is lined up perfectly straight across with the base of the memorial. That way I've got one side of the design is 100% straight on. Now I'm going to flip it over, and you see how off that obverse is? It's off by 10 or 15, 20 degrees. It's not enough to count, but it is rotated. To count being for value, you need 30 to 40 degrees or more. Some people say 45. But that's weird to find an 81 plane in an 81D roll. Let's see what we got for Carl now. Okay, this is different. This is definitely different. This is a bank wrapped roll, and I'm getting all kinds of different stuff in this. Let's just see how it works out. This was going to be an express roll. I'm glad it wasn't, so you guys could see this live. So, Rob, you're from Southern California. Very nice. I hope you haven't been involved in any of those fires or floods that they've had recently, but, man, I tell you what, it's a mess. My thoughts go out to everybody who has lost homes, pets, lives. I've never been involved in a fire event like that. Almost everything else. I've been involved in tornadoes and floods and hurricanes. Okay, now we're back on an 81D here. And this one goes to Wanda. So what it looks like is we've got the remnants of a possibly circulated lot that went together with a bag of 1981D and got wrapped up together. Papa Giorgio, how you doing? Oh, good. 45 minutes away from all that. Very nice. Yeah, if I lived in California, I'd want to live somewhere between the desert and the ocean in higher elevation. Actually, Tahoe area doesn't look bad to me. Or way up in Redding. Way up north. Trip. Let's see what we have for Trip here. 1981D. That's a good start. We have found one 1981 plain coin in this roll and one 1980D. No real good idea as to why. Best bet for everybody who lives in the fire zone out in California is just start clearing brush from around their place. Cut trees down, clear brush, whatever it takes. You may not have such a pretty property, but you'll have a protected property, more or less. And I know when you have, 200-foot flames and you live in the middle of a town where you don't have that much separation between you, you can't control everybody else's brush, so they're going to end up endangering your place just by the sheer nature that we're all humans. So that presents itself as an issue. I've got an email address over there on the left-hand side of the screen down at the bottom. If you guys want to maybe participate in these shows like this sometime in the future, you can register with me. All I need is your YouTube name, your email address, and your real name. And I can get you registered. It's absolutely free. And anytime you come into the reveal show, which we're not having this week, By happen chance, we generally have one every week. But we're not going to do one this week because we don't have any rolls that we're going to try to get out this coming week. But anyway, this one's not an 81D, I can tell. It's a 79D. So we have some circulated coins in this. Unfortunately, it's just the way it works out. But for the charge, we're still examining them. We're still looking at them. We're still trying to figure out what could be valuable on them. Oh, you finally found the 82 DD01. Very nice. You know, I found mine, my first one anyway, I found out of my father's change. About 12, 15 years ago. Papa Giorgio, what part of the country are you from? I don't remember. Wisconsin, okay. I, for some reason, thought you were from the Mid-South. Must be thinking of somebody else whose name starts with Papa. Right? Eric is saying that because he just finished a short that was broadcast on the channel about no mint mark coins. So you should go take a look. Coin number 12 for Mickey. Another 81D. I'm pretty sure it's a really shiny one. Nothing going on with this little guy. This is where discovery happens, folks. It's when you're looking through this stuff that's generally so boring that you, there's machine doubling right there. Machine doubling is flat, it's pressed down, and it takes away from the normal thickness of the letters. It doubles. Machine doubling for you. Is Frostbite back? Is Frostbite in here? Want to get a chance to speak with you today if I can. Just for a little while. Okay. I'll send you a message after I'm done with stuff here. This is the last roll I'll be doing for a little while, so I'll be back this afternoon with a couple more rolls. Here's one for Eric Beyer. And I'd like to talk to you for a little while in between about stuff. And ooh, this one's definitely not an 81D. What do we have here? Oh, it's an 80D. Wouldn't it be interesting if we found something really nice on one of the non-1981D coins that was tucked in the middle of this roll? That would be interesting. I'm in one of those moods today. I'm ready to discover something new. Here's one for Alex. Mickey, are you around? If Mickey's around, Mickey, I just had an epiphany idea that I need to tell you about so that it gets on the table so that we can keep it in thought for later. Hang on, let me write it down, because I'll forget for sure. And I can't say anything about it yet. All right. I wrote it down so I won't forget it. I just had an idea. That happens to me. This very event that we're going through right now came to me as a very similar idea one time. I thought, it would be really cool if I could go through coins on camera and people would get those coins after we looked at them and discovered all the goodies on them. Maybe I should think about that with this collection of rolls I bought. Because I bought a collection of nearly 13,000 rolls one time, and had to think of a way to deal with those. So I came up with this idea for roll reveals. And it's kind of like the $50 hunts and stuff like that other people do. The difference being, you're not paying me to go through rolls and pull out goodies for you. You're paying for coins in advance, and they are your coins to keep. And I have no control with the randomness that I make sure that I'm putting into this. I have no control of deciding who gets what coins. It's really by chance. And I haven't been through the rolls before, so I have no idea what's going to come up. It's a very, very sharp rule of mine. I do not look through anything under microscope before the actual reveal happens. I'm very strict about that. Especially bank wrap rolls. How am I going to go through a bank wrap roll and then turn around and put it on a show and show you guys the roll before it's opened and open it right there on camera? How am I going to do that if I'm going through those rolls? Most of the people that have been around for a while, they know me well enough to know that I'm not going to rig this kind of thing. I mean, this is just having fun and giving people a great chance to have really good coins at a very cheap price. And we've done it a number of times where we have sold reveals and had extremely good luck with them. What time was this show scheduled for? Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Scheduled for 1 p.m. We're still 18 minutes away from that. So we're going to get done well ahead of schedule today with what we've got here. Then I've got more scheduled for this afternoon, but I'll be running the remainder of next week's reveals through the week. I have a 1969S, 1972 Philadelphia. Another announcement that I've got for those of you who know what this is and know that we've been going through this sort of thing. I want to tell you, the express roll idea is being nixed. Not doing the express rolls anymore. We're going to squash that idea. This roll right here was scheduled to be an express roll, and I'm doing it live instead, as I will be completing all future reveals live. The express thing was an attempt to be able to speed up the process of getting through more rolls so we can find more goodies. And it kind of backfired on me because it requires a lot more work than your typical reveals. And I'm still sluggish, running behind on that kind of thing. And yeah, it's just not going to work out. But so what I'm going to do is for the 1964D roll, or 62D roll that I have remaining, that was my sole and only remaining express roll. I'm going to run a regular reveal show on that, only it is going to behave as the express reveal. Basically, I've already got the coins searched, I've already got them gone through, and I've already got them separated. But what I'm going to do is a broadcast where I come on and actually show you guys what I found. And that's going to, it's going to be sometime early this week. I'm having a little bit of a squash time trying to get everything fit in, because I had a good lengthy week and a half period of time where I was basically behind on absolutely everything because I could not seem to keep myself awake. I was having blood sugar issues, blood pressure issues, but now my insulin is kicking in. Everything's working pretty well now, and I'm keeping myself properly dieted and properly exercised, and I seem to be doing better. And I know that I've been told plenty of times that that would be the case, and I have a tendency to be a little bit hard-headed. I know other people around here who are hard-headed, so I'm not alone. But then again, neither are you. No, not at all, Frosty. No, I think it's a prerequisite to being a coin collector. You have to be just a little hard-headed. I'm talking about myself and pretty much everyone else here. Nearly everyone else here. Let's just put it that way. Number 29 now goes to Stonecutter. A little more than halfway through the roll. We haven't found anything yet, but we didn't necessarily expect to. As with every roll reveal, we open the roll hoping that we find goodies, not necessarily expecting to find goodies, because when you open a roll, you're not in that roll expecting value. You will be disappointed almost every time. You go into the rolls with the idea that you're hoping there's something good in them, but you plan on getting a normal roll of 50 coins. Then when you do find something good, well, boom, there you go. And I still have trouble controlling myself with rolls like 1983 plain, 1984 plain, 1972 plain, 1969S, the ones that have the major stuff in them. Every time I get into one of those rolls, my brain starts ticking. What am I going to spend that money on when I find one of those and sell it? Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, right. It so rarely happens that I'm starting to learn to accept the idea that it may never happen for me. Oh. What do we have here? I've got to get closer. That could be an RPM. Let me get an angle on it, and then I'll get it focused here as best I can. Let me try to wake up that corner here real quick. It'd be an important find if it is an RPM. No. No, I just don't see it now. So it's not something that extends over the side of the mint mark. That is a hit on the mint mark, but it is a very appropriate hit to appear to be a doubled serif. You can see what I'm talking about there on the top of the lower serif. You've got that little cut mark. That little cut mark happens to be a hit, but boy, it sure looks close to being RPM. Well, unfortunately, kind of is what it is. Nice earlier die state 1981D pops up and gives me a little bit of a heart flutter. Never found a 1983 double die reverse. Got a story about that. I had a collecting friend from online chat who lived in southeast Florida when I lived in Missouri. And it was relatively general for him to get Philadelphia coins and for me to get Denver coins. So we decided that we would beat the system and swap a $25 bank box with each other. And so we did. We each put a bank box in the mail, came to the other person. Here's one. This is nasty. This is horrible. Mark, you're going to get a credit for this one. It's a 76, but it has trash stuck to it. And it's got, oh, there's reed marks on it. So it's been slammed up against another coin. What is this? A 76. Not a double die. I'm not even going to look at the reverse on this one. Gosh, what's the point? But yeah, the box that I received from Florida had nothing of note in it. But the collector who received the box that I sent him from Missouri, he found a 1983 double die reverse. I'm like, you know, I just can't win for losing. I've been doing this very activity since 1981. I've been collecting coins since 1975. And I've been looking for die varieties since 1981. And I have not yet found a 1983 double die reverse number 1. I have also not yet found the 1984 FS 101, which is the doubled ear. I've not found either one of those. Never, never. I keep trying. And I've got bank wrap rolls of both in the closet, ready to be sold. But I'm kind of in a place in my life where I'm not trying to accumulate. At this point, what I'm doing is trying to share the wealth. I'm just trying to share with everyone else the joy of collecting Lincoln cents. 76D this time. Not much anything there. Move on. Just found an unlisted 2001 Philadelphia double die reverse. Wow, that's nice. Was it one of the column doubling? Sorry about that. My finger got fluttered just a little bit, and I slapped my little stand off to the side and jiggled the picture and made you guys seasick. Calm down just a little bit here for a while. Yep, column doubling, okay. That's kind of what I had expected it would be for a double die reverse in 2001. I've found a number of those over the years. Some of them ended up listed and others didn't, for one reason or another. Lack of time, lack of energy, whatever it might have been. Yeah, you guys have to understand and realize just exactly what a time suck going through and listing coins and photographing them and all that turns out to be. I mean, it's an enjoyable time suck, but what I'm trying to tell you is there is no way that I could attribute 20 coins in a single day easily. Just not going to happen. See, there's an 81D that has some circulation. Just a very, very light touch of wear and some damage and some spotting and other things that wouldn't normally be in an original Batdorf roll of coins. This doesn't have a bank name on it, but it's very common to what the banks would wrap back in 1981. Now, the other thing that you have to understand with these coins is that never in the history of man has any mint or bank wrapped coins for regular circulation to go to banks and be circulated. Never have they intended for those rolls to all be one date and mint mark. It just happens to work out that way, because they'll dump entire bags of coins into their counting machines and wrap and roll them. And you just happen to end up with it, you know, a full roll of one particular date and mint mark. The banks don't care. They just roll 50 coins. They're in this for the utilitarian purpose of putting 50 cents together so that it could be exchanged as a $50, so that two of them exchange as a full dollar. They don't have any pony in the show to try to make sure that you get all 1999 D rolls in 1999. Look at this. This is much older. 1966. Let's turn the light up on this one just a little bit because it's circulated. We're going to go ahead and look at it because there is a nice double die obverse and double die reverse to be looking for. Okay, it's not a DDO. Not the double die you're looking for. Let's see the reverse. I would literally have to change pants if this were the double die we were looking for. But it's not. But the process of attributing stuff and adding it to a cataloging list is a very lengthy, difficult, and detailed process, especially when that catalog list gets larger and larger and larger. It becomes harder and harder to make sure that what you're photographing is something different from what else you've photographed at other times. Well, that's nothing. Let's see here. We'll work for pennies. I'll tell you what. Got nothing in this one. We're running down toward the end of the roll. And I just want to tell everybody that I appreciate you guys for hanging around. We are going to take a break here and come back later on with some additional reveals. Get a box of them done so I can send them off to Florida to be looked at and processed and mailed on home to you. Something to remember with the reveals, especially if you're relatively new to the show, is that reveals are something that happen one week. They get shipped the next week to Florida. They get looked at again. They get processed, listed, separated, then mailed to you. So you're not going to get the coins until at least 2 weeks after you see them on screen. So be patient with us. This is a process. This isn't just an immediate pop and sale. That, and also I get into funks with my health and sometimes my mental health where I'm unable to do reveals for a while after I've already sold them, and that's the case here. These were sold 2 weeks ago. That's an ugly coin. A lot of these are kind of ugly, but can't really do anything about it. Not when it comes as a solid roll, and I certainly thought this was completely all the way and through a bank wrapped roll. That was a solid date roll, but it's not. They certainly trade and sell as solid date rolls, but they aren't necessarily. Wanda. Last coin in the roll here. This is number 50. There's some pretty toning on that end. Coin that was at the end of the roll. Going to look at the reverse on this one just for kicks. It is right now time that I'm starting this roll, that I should be starting this roll. It's scheduled for 1 o'clock. And here it is, 1 o'clock, and we're finished. And we are done. I do appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Oh, Papa Giorgio says a pic of one of the Cuds. Sure. Yeah, if you want to send your Cud pictures, you can. cd@coppercoins.com. Make sure you give me permission to use those pictures, because I probably will. I don't have very many Cud pictures or anything like that. I appreciate it, folks. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And you guys have a great day, great weekend. And, well, I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl if you're going to watch it. That's all I got. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.